Welcome back to another episode of the Cigar Cypher Podcast, where the smoke is smooth, the conversations are sharp, and the lessons, well, let's just say they're well aged. I am your host, David, and today we're diving deep into one of the most important yet most overlooked parts of the cigar lifestyle. Cigar Lounge Etiquette 101.
Welcome to the Cigar Cypher, the podcast where the rich aroma of tobacco meets the spark of conversation. Let us guide you through the captivating world of cigars, from the ancient art of rolling to the secrets of perfect pairings with coffee, whiskey, rum, and more. Whether you're a seasoned aficionado or just curious about your first puff, this is your invitation to join the Cypher. So grab your favorite cigar, settle in, and let's get started. The Cigar Cypher, a member of the Buenos Dias Media Podcast Network, where the smoke tells the story.
So, whether you're new to the leaf, or you've been lighting up since before you could grow a beard, as long as you're 21 and over. I know some people have done it before, but legally, you have to be 21 and over now to smoke a cigar. You could go at 18 to the war and shoot guns and put your life at danger, and you can make other decisions as a child that are very controversial, but you can't smoke a cigar until you're 21. But even if you've been smoking since before you grew a beard, today we're going to talk about how not to be that guy in the lounge or that gal. But I mean, it's mainly guys. You know what I'm talking about. But before we jump in, if you are enjoying the Cigar Cypher, make sure to follow us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or iHeartRadio. Or if you're watching us on video, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube and Rumble channels. Leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you guys. Or if you're watching us on video through YouTube and Rumble, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment on the videos and share them with your friends.
The views and opinions expressed by the host, guest, and/or participants of this show do not necessarily reflect the opinions of Buenos Dias Media LLC, its associates, partners, and show sponsors. The content is intended for entertainment purposes and should not be construed as professional advice. Listener discretion is advised.
Okay, so let's start with the basics. The vibe. Every cigar lounge has its own energy. Some are chill and social. Some are a little more business-oriented. And others are just straight-up sanctuaries for a quiet reflection. When you walk in, don't just assume it's your spot. Take a beat, right? Hold up. Take a moment. Read the room. I mean, you don't walk into church yelling. You don't walk into a cigar lounge acting like you're at a nightclub. A pro tip is, if you see everyone reading, typing, or softly chatting, pretend it's like a library and keep your voice low. Now, if the crowd is watching a game and everybody's cracking jokes and they're loud and all that stuff, then it's, just join in naturally. So let's talk about respecting the smoke. Rule number 1 is don't blow your smoke in somebody else's face. It's not funny, it's not flirty, and it's definitely not classy. And it's also a rookie move. So if you're a rookie, now you know. Don't do this. Don't be that guy. Number 2 is, if you're sitting close to people, ask before lighting up a strong cigar. If you're about to unleash a Nicaraguan pepper bomb, give the folks next to you a heads up. Some people came for a Connecticut, not for a knockout. In this rule, I don't really agree with it much because, you're at a cigar lounge. Cigars. I shouldn't have to. I mean, if it's sold in the store and it's allowed to smoke in the lounge, then that's about as much as I need. But I guess if you're sitting very close to someone, some lounges are smaller than others, and just let them know, like, listen, this is a strong one here. Rule number 3 is do not ash on the floor. Do not ash on the furniture. This is not your backyard. Use the ashtray. Lounges provide ashtrays for a reason. And granted, yes, we have our occasional accident. You see, and your ash is maybe like an inch long, maybe a little longer, and you're deep in conversation, and you might move your hand and it falls. All right, but clean up after yourself. Don't just leave it there and just go and brush it off. Clean up after yourself. At the end of the day, you're in someone else's house or someone else's kingdom. So stay classy, my friends. So now let's take a look at the seating situation. This one can be kind of tricky. If you walk into a full lounge, again, some lounges are smaller than others. But if you walk into a full lounge, especially during winter and there's a football game on, the lounge might be packed, and you see there's a seat between two people, they're chatting, don't just walk in and plop yourself between them. And you can ask politely, someone sitting there, is it okay if I have a seat and join you guys? And the truth is, I think that 9 out of 10 times, everybody will be very polite and be like, no, sure, no problem. Or they'll move over and leave you the corner seat, whatever it is. And for the love of the leaf, do not rearrange furniture. You are not remodeling the lounge. Leave things where they are. Just sit and enjoy your cigar. Enjoy the game if you're watching, or if you're having a glass of your favorite spirit or coffee or whatever it is. Just do that. Enjoy yourself. And here's another unwritten rule. If the staff of the lounge or the owner, they have a spot, they have their spot, leave it alone. Because you'll know when you see it. Trust me. So now let's look at the conversation etiquette. And this is where a lot of people mess up in the conversation. Rule number 1 is don't talk politics. Unless you're in a group and everyone is in the mood and everybody's chatting about it, then that's different. A lounge is not a debate stage. You came to relax. You're not there to reenact CNN or Fox or MSNBC or what you heard in a podcast, with the politics and the bickering and stuff like that. If it's a conversation and everyone's in it, okay, it's a civilized conversation. But if it's the bickering that we usually see and the divide, we already deal with that on a daily basis. Every time you turn on the TV, every time you scroll through social media. And the truth is that most people, when they go to a lounge, they go to escape all the nonsense that they deal with outside in their everyday lives. So don't be that person to bring all the drama and the bickering into the sanctuary where everyone is there to enjoy peace and quiet. Rule number 2 is do not brag about your collection. We get it. You got Cubans from the 90s. But unless someone asks you, relax. Nobody came here to hear a TED Talk about the Cuban cigars. And we all know that person that says, well, I only smoke Cubans. And trust me, in my opinion, most real smokers don't care about the whole I smoke only Cubans bit. It's not a flex. No one cares. Really, no one cares. I see this a lot in social media. Somebody posts a cigar and says, oh, I only smoke Cubans. Or you have those who post a Cuban and everybody is like, oh, well, that's a fake. I know because I only smoke Cubans. Like, no one cares. Rule number 3 is share knowledge, not arrogance. If someone's new, help them. Just help them out. Teach them how to cut or light a cigar correctly, but do not lecture them like you're the highest priest of tobacco. We've all been a first-time smoker, so be easy. And again, I'm going to keep revisiting this point, is that when we go to a lounge, we go to enjoy ourselves. We don't go to debate. We don't go to lecture. We go to enjoy good conversation, good company, maybe a sports game or a fight. That's what we're there for, to just enjoy the camaraderie and the brotherhood with a good cigar. And if you are that guy who constantly corrects everyone, congratulations. You just became the cigar version of a grammar cop. Don't be that guy. So what about the buying rule? Obviously, we're in a digital age and we can buy mostly everything online. And I get it. There are places and states and cities and, I don't know, neighborhoods that might not have brick and mortars accessible to them like others. So yes, people do buy online. That is a great business. It's a great way to buy things that you might not even find at your brick and mortar. But if you are at a lounge, don't come with your internet cigars or cigars you bought from somewhere else. You should support the lounge. You should buy from the lounge. If you bring your own cigars to a lounge without buying anything from them, that's like bringing your own steak into a restaurant. Even if you just grab a coffee, show respect to the establishment that provides the space that was not free for them. Electricity is not free. The TV that you watch, maybe the AC or the fans, the ventilation, none of that is free, my friends. And that is how these brick and mortars make their money, by the sales of cigars. Lounges are not just rooms to smoke. They're built by people who love the craft and create a community. So support them. Why not support them? And it's also good to tip your tobacconists. They remember. Trust me. So what about when it's time to go? When it's time to go, clean up the space where you were sitting. Don't leave cigar bands lying around. Don't leave napkins or ashes all over the table like the tornado. And granted, yes, sometimes you're smoking and you have to leave. It's time to go. And you don't, squash the cigar. So you just put it on the ashtray. Okay. There might be some ashes. You don't want to throw that in the garbage and start a fire. I get that. But some people leave a mess. Oh, the ashes are everywhere except for inside the ashtray. And then there's cigar bands and napkins and empty bottles or cups. And they just get up and leave. Do not be that person. Say thank you to the staff. Be the guy people want to see come back to their lounge or their establishment. Because cigar lounges are like barbershop. Words get around about who's respectful and who is not. And that, my friends, is Cigar Lounge Etiquette 101. If you follow these simple guidelines, you're not only going to enjoy your cigar more, but you'll gain respect in every lounge you walk into. And if you enjoyed this episode, leave a 5-star review if you're listening to it on podcast. And if you're watching us through YouTube or Rumble, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave us a comment and share with your friends. Remember to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at The Cigar Cypher, where smoke meets conversation. I am David signing off, reminding you to keep your ash long, your humidor stocked, and your conversations classy.